In this video, you'll learn how to set up the TrendTimer nightly signals email. As soon as you've selected some TrendTimer strategies that you'd like to follow, you'll need to know the daily buy and sell signals for each strategy so you know when to make trades. TrendTimer helps with this by sending out a nightly signals email containing a summary of the buy and sell signals for every strategy you are following. This helps you stay on top of each trade without having to visit the TrendTimer application each day. This is especially helpful when you're on vacation or away from your computer. The signals email is sent from the TrendTimer servers, so you do not need the TrendTimer application running in order to receive this signals email. Here's how to set up the signals email. You start by visiting the My Strategies page to see the strategies that you've previously saved. So I'll click on the My Strategies link on the left here, which shows me the list of strategies that I've saved in this folder. So let's take a look at one of these, Tuesday 2. I'll click on it to view the strategy. So this looks like it's had a great return over the past 20 years, 34% annual gain. So I'd like to follow this strategy. And so to do this, you go back to the My Strategies screen and you check the checkbox next to the strategy. And then in the lower left corner of the screen, you'll see there's a little email alerts panel here. And you'll see there's an envelope icon. So you select the strategy, you click the envelope, and that flags that strategy to be included in the email. So I'd like to do this for a couple more strategies. So let's click this one, and we'll flag those for the nightly email. After you flag them, the only thing you have to do then is click this Sync Strategies to TrendTimer.com button. So I'll click this button now. And what this is doing is it uploads these strategies to the TrendTimer server. And these strategies will be ran on the server every night, and the signals for these strategies will be included in the email. Next, let's take a look at the signals email. So here's an example signals email that I received in my inbox. And you can see at the top of the email there's a message about whether or not there were new signals. So today there were no new signals, which means there's no trades I need to make. Beneath that you can see a summary of the strategies that I've flagged to be included in the email. So in this case there's 3 here. The top one is Tuesday 2. It's owning this selection of stocks. And the last signal was September of 2012. So it's October of 2013. So it's owned Gilead Sciences since that period of time, just over a year. And the trade return has 108%. So that's been a pretty good one to own. Beneath that, there's another strategy called Favorite One, and it bought Starbucks, it looks like, last month, which was September 19th. It's had a 2% gain. Finally, there's a 2-fund strategy, just called Tuesday, and it's owned VFINX, which is the S&P 500 index fund, since December of 2011 for a 37% gain. Now beneath this section up here at the top called My Save Strategies, you'll see there's another section called My Server Strategies. Now I'd like to show you what this is. On the TrendTimer.com website, you can flag strategies found there to be included in the nightly email in this section. So let's go to TrendTimer.com and let's go to the Server Strategies page here. So here we're looking at the NASDAQ Momentum Trend Strategies. You can see the graphs for each of these. And so let's click on the link for the View Strategy Details for this first strategy. Now this gives you all the details for how the strategy is performed. It looks like it's owning Celgene at the moment. The last signal date was June of 2013. But beneath that you'll see there's a Add to Nightly Emails link. So if I want this strategy to be included in the email, all I do is click the link. You can see after clicking the link, the message changes here and it says this strategy is flagged to be included in the nightly signals email. You'll see there's also a link here that says View Your Emailed Enabled Strategies. If I click the link, that will take me to the My Strategies screen, which is shown here. And you'll see it contains the section for My Saved Strategies, these are the strategies we uploaded from the TrendTimer application. Beneath that, it shows My Server Strategies. These are the strategies that have been flagged to be included in this section. Let's take another look at the Signals email. There's one other thing I wanted to show you. So here's the Signals email. We've already talked about the My Saved Strategies section. We've talked about the My Server Strategies. But there's also a summary of the S&P 100 strategies here. And I'd like to explain to you what this is. So to do that, we need to visit the Server Strategies page on the TrendTimer.com website. There's 100 NASDAQ 100 strategies, and there's a summary page here that lists all of these. These are ready-to-use strategies provided by the TrendTimer service. If we scroll down the page, at the top it shows you kind of a list of some of these strategies. You can click the link to view the entire list of 100 strategies for NASDAQ 100. There's a yearly summary table beneath that. But if you see here, there's also, it's a summary table that lists the stocks listed by the number of NASDAQ 100 strategies currently owning them. So for the NASDAQ 100 strategies, the top recommended stock is Tesla Motors. Tesla is owned by 15 strategies. After that, Micron Technology is owned by 9 strategies. Celgene is owned by 8 strategies, etc. And so what this list does is it provides you a summary of what the most popular stocks are in this NASDAQ 100 strategies list. We can include this summary in the nightly email. You see there's an email preferences drop down here. And what you can do is you can specify how many of these stocks in this list you'd like to have show up in your email. You could choose to include all 10 items, or you might want to just include the top 5. If I make the choice from the drop down here and choose display top 5 items, and I hit save choice, it says my email preferences have been updated, so I'll click OK. And so what that will do is, in the nightly email, it will display this summary for however many items I've chosen to follow. So if I go back to the nightly email, in this example, we're showing the complete list of 10. But as I just made the change to 5, the next time I receive the nightly email, I will receive only the top 5 results. You might be wondering why we would include this summary list in the nightly email, and why the number of items in the summary matters. Let me try to explain. Instead of following the results for individual strategies, one option is to own the top owned stocks from the TrendTimer NASDAQ 100, S&P 100, and S&P 500 strategies. For example, a subscriber might choose to own the top 5 NASDAQ 100 stocks, the top 5 S&P 100 stocks, and the top 5 S&P 500 stocks, so 15 stocks total. If you want to make this choice, you want these top 5 lists to appear in the nightly email, because the nightly email will indicate if any of these top 5 lists have changed. If we go back to the TrendTimer.com website and revisit the Server Strategies page, underneath the summary table that I showed you before, there's a graph you can look at. So here's the graph here. And what this graph represents is the return of investing on the top X number of stocks with the highest recommendations in the S&P 100 strategies. So this is showing what the return would be if you own the top 10 stocks since 1994. And you can see we've had a 30.37 total compound annual return over this period. So it's a pretty impressive graph. There's a very nice upward trajectory here. And you can see what the return would be for this strategy over various periods of time. So 1 week we made 0.98%, 1 month 5%, 3 months is about the same, 6 months 12%, 1 year 30%, and it goes up from there. The 10-year return of investing in this manner is 611%. Beneath the graph you can see there's additional links here, top 1 to top 10. So instead of, if we didn't want to own the top 10 stocks, say we wanted to own the top 5 stocks like I mentioned before, I can click on the top 5 link and see what the result is. And you can see that total compound annual return actually went up a bit. from 30% to 32.82%. So this is one option. This is actually what I'm using personally for my investments. Rather than investing in individual strategies, I'm investing in the stocks most recommended by the ready-to-use strategies on the TrendTimer website. Thank you for watching. For more information about the TrendTimer software and service, please visit www.trendtimer.com.